I'm feeling a little bit dishevelly. It's been a good day, but it's been a busy day. It's like 5:45 and this is the first moment I've had to sit here and film. I'm trying to channel spring as much as possible. I'm calling out to spring because it is, I think it was like last week or something was the first official day of spring. Spring is often super cold still. We've still been getting snow. It's just very unpredictable and just kind of, I'm ready for summer. Okay, that is not what today's video is about, but welcome to my channel, or welcome back. I would love it if you would subscribe if you enjoy motherhood, lifestyle, homeschooling content, which is what I try to focus on here on my channel. Today, I wanted to do a video all about habits that I have implemented on a day-to-day basis that help me to set up myself to have as good a day possible as a homeschooling mom. And it's not all, I mean, it's all indirectly related to being a homeschooling mom because of the fact that we are home all day. So I think you live in a house, you have a lot of members in your house. No matter how many people live at your home, rooms get used, things get messy, all the regular stuff. But it's a whole other level when you are a homeschooling family because you are literally utilizing your entire house the entire day. All of you. There is 8 of us in the house. Well, there's 8 of us in the family. My husband goes off to work in the morning, but that still leaves 7 of us here at home, including the dog. And so it can get out of control really fast if I don't have certain things in place. Now, I did a video, it might have been the one that went up just before this one, all about homeschooling when you have a chronic illness or chronic pain and just things to do, things you might have to alter or change. And I spoke about how we have the schoolroom and we definitely do use it, but we pretty much homeschool throughout our entire house. But aside from the homeschooling, you know, we're just using the house constantly. I mean, it's 6 kids living at home and every room is being used by them and by me. So in order to keep things running smoothly as possible, these are things that I have found that help our day run smoothly, help me from getting overwhelmed, help me kind of stay on top of things and just make the day go by just a little bit better. Now, do I do these things every single day? My aim is to do them every single day, but of course, like anyone else, I will drop the ball from time to time. And then I'm always kicking myself though when I do, because it's more about the fact that when I don't make sure that these things get done or tended to, it really does have an effect on how the day goes. So I'm going to share with you 5 habits that I have implemented in my daily schedule that help me as a homeschooling mom. So number 1 is time for myself. And I know that might be like, what? But hear me out. It doesn't necessarily always mean that it's quiet time. It doesn't always necessarily mean that it's alone time. It is time when I can read my Bible, do my devotionals, pray, journal. And I do aim most days to get up before the kids get up, get that out of the way before they all start coming downstairs. I do enjoy doing that alone if possible and without interruptions. But again, that doesn't always happen. Just having that time to do that, to start my day in the right mindset, to start my day filling my mind with positive things and just being intentional about how I want my day to go, being intentional about what my reactions are going to be, have time to pray, you know, for whatever is going on at the time, especially if we are having any kind of struggles within our homeschool, whether it's education related or it could be attitude related. I just find that when I take the time to do that, especially at the start of the day, it really just, it does something in me. And, you know, we all know that moms are the ones who set the tone for the house. If I'm feeling frustrated, if I'm in a bad mood, if I'm feeling frazzled and all those things, it starts to trickle down onto the kids. That does happen sometimes when the kids are already around. If I haven't woken up early or some of the kids are up earlier than they normally are. The thing is that there used to be a time when I used to get frustrated. I used to get frustrated that I didn't have the time to myself to do that. And then I realized that, you know, like anything else, sometimes waiting is not always the best answer, because this is the moment you're in right now. This is the stage of life that you're in right now. And you kind of just have to go with the flow. You have to have it in your mind that, as opposed to getting upset and frustrated because you have this picture, this idea of what that time should look like, the reality is what it is. I think that there's also something to be said for your kids witnessing you in that time, seeing you with your Bible open, seeing you in prayer. I think that's definitely just as special as you doing that alone. I know when I had little ones, like little ones, it was hard to sit down and carve out that time. So what I would do instead is, as I was feeding babies and nursing babies and rocking babies and all that stuff, I was simultaneously, like in my mind or sort of under my breath, I was praying to God like the whole day, and going over Bible verses that I had memorized. You do what you have to do in the moment, but it's super important for me to do that, to have a successful day. Alongside that is also having that time to sort of look over my day and see, what are we going to be doing that day? Do we have appointments, anything like that scheduled out of the ordinary? Do we have classes or extracurricular activities going on? Is anything different going on with my husband's schedule in terms of me planning out dinner? Or if I have to maybe do a grocery order, basically anything that may change or alter how our day is going to go schedule-wise. Now, I also find that if I do that the night before, it's just as effective. So sometimes I will do that sort of when I'm done my quiet time. That's when I will use whatever time I have left to go over my planner and, do all the things that I said. But if I haven't done it that morning, most likely I've done it the night before. I usually like to end the night just kind of doing a quick once over, just to remind myself if I have anything coming up the next day that I need to know about. Kind of like that whole thing of just sort of clearing your brain before you go to bed, so that you're not laying in bed thinking like, oh, did I remember that? Or did I write that down? Or, oh, we have that thing tomorrow, I can't forget that thing. So I make sure that I go over my planner, like I said, either the night before or in the morning. A lot of times I do it both times. Check off anything that I've done, write down anything that I have to do, that kind of stuff. The second habit that I try to implement daily, actually this is daily, not just Monday to Friday, but like Monday to Sunday, is doing a load of laundry every single day. As a mom of 6, I have tried every type of laundry management there is out there. I know there's lots of ways you can pull up videos with suggestions on what's the best way to manage laundry and kind of keep it under control. At the end of the day, you need to do what works for you. Having a large family though, it gets overwhelming and out of control really fast. So I have found that doing one load of laundry every single day is the most effective way to keep on top of my family's laundry. Now, I say that, but I also have my children, because they're old enough now. I mean, even when they were little, my youngest is 6 years old. When they're little, I usually have them helping me. What I have done, it's probably been, I don't know, maybe 3 years going now, maybe longer, is I actually made a schedule of everybody's laundry day. And so everybody's assigned a day, and that's when they throw in their laundry. So whether it's me doing it or them doing it, there is a load of laundry going in every single day. By now, they mostly know, because we've been doing it so long, when their day is. Sometimes I have to remind them or ask like, whose day is it today, if I don't hear it running. But the day comes, they throw in their laundry, and it has to be complete. So washer, dryer, put away. When we do it that way, obviously, it never gets like overwhelming and out of control. Now with the little girls, they share a room and they share a laundry basket. Because their clothes is smaller, I help them. It's my, like I said, my 6-year-old and my 11-year-old. I help them out. We do their laundry together. So that is them doing it on one day. And then my husband and I, we kind of just take whatever days are left over and do our laundry. It is a game changer. And as much as part of me is like, I don't want to do laundry every single day. The thing is that it's one of those tasks where when you just leave it and it accumulates, you're actually spending more time on that one day that you decide to do the laundry than you would if you were just doing a little bit every single day. The other thing is that it just kind of helps with the whole, like, I have nothing clean to wear, or, oh, there's church tomorrow, or I need this for this day. And now you're in a frenzy throwing in laundry at like 10 o'clock at night. It really just sort of cuts down on all of that. It also cuts down on how messy our laundry room gets. Do I do this perfectly every single week? No, but for the most part, we do it and it works like a charm. We also run the dishwasher twice a day. So basically what that means is we run it once like during the day before my husband even comes home, and then again at night after supper. Because there's so many of us living at home and we're having all of our meals here at the house, and you know, just between breakfast and lunch with 7 of us, that's a lot of dishes. I used to just like save it till dinner time, and then we would never catch up on the dishes because there was always too many dishes to fit into the dishwasher. And then it was like this constant thing of going over the next day and going over the next day. So now we unload the dishwasher in the morning, and then as we're doing our meals, we are filling the dishwasher, and by the time lunch is over, we start the dishwasher at that point, and then dinner comes and we have a whole system at dinner of who does what. The dishwasher gets unloaded, then loaded one last time for the night, and that is bare minimum. Like, we cannot get away with just running the dishwasher one time. Of course, that might not be the same situation for you, but this might be controversial, but I'm just saying that even if, and it doesn't really happen very often at my house, but even if the dishwasher isn't like 100% full, I'll still run it. There's nothing like not having dishes piling up in your sink and piling up on your counter. I can't deal with it. Okay, so habit number 4, I don't know if I was saying tip or habit number 4. I guess they're tips and habits. I kind of touched on it a little bit, but we have a very detailed chore chart in my house because there's so many of us, and like I said, the house gets very dirty and very kind of just unorganized and messy very quickly. And so it's a lot for me to do as one person. I do stay at home and I do take sort of on the responsibility of what goes on in the house. But I also believe that teaching your children to be self-sufficient, I mean, these are things that are going to help them later on in life. You know, my kids are constantly telling me, my older kids are constantly telling me about this person and that person. They don't know how to do their own laundry. They don't even know how to sweep the floor properly. Like, and they're sort of in shock because I think they figure everyone just knows, everyone's been taught how to do these things. And so we have a chore chart, and so the kids have daytime chores and then they have after dinner chores. They do cycle through weekly, and the reason I do that, it took a while to kind of work it all out. The reason I switch it up is because that way they get to practice and work on a different chore every week and get good, hopefully get good at doing that task. So during the day, the kids have like after school chores, and it ranges anywhere from cleaning the windows and the windowsills, vacuuming, mopping the floor, cleaning the bathrooms, the shower, vacuuming the couch, cleaning the appliances, the counter, like whatever. Like random kind of little tasks, that things that I want to get done more regularly than not. And so they do those things as soon as school is over. They know it's time for them to do their chores. And then at dinner time, everyone is also assigned a chore after dinner, and again, it rotates. So it's, you know, loading the dishwasher, unloading the dishwasher, cleaning the table, putting leftovers away, the floors, the counters, the appliances, trash, recycling. And you know, it's true, many hands make light work. It goes by super fast when everybody is pitching in. What I usually do is I pair up the little girls with somebody older. Now Avia, she's 11, so there's things now that she does on her own. But if it's like a task that I don't necessarily feel comfortable, or like they can't fully do on their own properly, I usually buddy them up with an older kid. They get to sort of shadow them and help out where they can until they get a little bit older, get better at it. It's just great because dinner is done, the kitchen is clean, and we can start the next day fresh again. And then habit number 5 is sort of the idea of eliminating decision fatigue, which I tend to suffer from. I can easily make a big deal out of very small decisions in my day. And when they talk about decision fatigue, if you've experienced it, it's a very real thing. I try to eliminate as many decisions as I have to make. On a typical day when I sort of know what's going to be happening, I try to keep things as simple as possible. And that includes knowing exactly what I'm going to have for breakfast every day. Basically go between two different types of breakfast. I'm either having steel cut oats with a bunch of things mixed in, or I'm having eggs and bacon. It's one or the other. That is all I ever have, and I'm happy with that. So I don't really have to like decide. That's the biggest decision I have to make. And then when it comes to lunch, kind of the same thing. I don't really have to plan it so much, as I usually just end up having leftovers. There's usually some sort of leftovers that we have like from the night before or something, and so that will typically be my lunch or like a smoothie. But basically my point is that I'm not like rummaging the kitchen trying to figure out what to have for my meals during the day. The other thing is, even with the kids, for the most part, they make their own breakfast. They already know what their choices are, what they can choose from for breakfast for themselves during the week. And so they don't have to ask me. It's not that kind of a thing. It's very much just a seamless process of us coming down and doing our thing. With lunch for them, the goal, the plan that I have is that everybody helps make lunch on a different day. I'm going to be in full transparency, and I'm going to be totally honest with you. I have not been doing that the last couple months. So that's just the truth. When we do that, it's fantastic. And it's all my fault because I just haven't been diligent in stocking the kitchen with the things that I put on the list of potential lunches. So what I've done is we have like another schedule. All of these things are on my fridge. Everyone's assigned a day to make lunch or help make lunch. And then there's options as to what lunch can possibly be. I've kind of just gathered up ideas, things that we tend to have or tend to like, making sure that, you know, it's not repetitive and that we're adding in like fruits and veggies and an array of things on the plate. I just have not been doing a good job of making sure those things are all available. So I've kind of just been taking over lunch the last couple of months. But I'm gonna be honest with you too, it has been way more frustrating because now at lunchtime, I'm kind of like, what am I gonna make the kids for lunch today? I wanna be completely honest, but we have done that for a long time. But it really has just been lately that I have been not keeping up with my end of things. When we do that though, it just works amazing because again, lunchtime comes, everyone knows what day they're on, and they start doing it, and lunch is on the table. Along with that is even like picking out what I'm gonna wear. If we're not going anywhere, like if we don't have classes, if I don't have to leave the house, for the most part, in the winter-y time, you're gonna find me in leggings or track pants and some sort of a sweater or hoodie of some sort, okay? I want to be comfy, I want to be warm, that's how it goes. So I will just pull those things out, I'll keep them on my bathroom counter, and then in the morning when I'm super tired, I can literally just throw the clothes on and not have to like think about it. But even if I know we have to go out, we have like a class or an appointment of some sort or something like that, I'll just pull my jeans, pull a shirt, a top, whatever, and I just lay it out in the bathroom so that when I'm getting ready in the morning, I already know that I'm in presentable attire to be seen in public. So just these things of like not having to take time to be like, what am I going to eat? What am I going to wear? What am I going to do here? What am I going to do there? Especially for things that are just like constant in your day, like every single day. It's amazing how it clears your mind and it just makes you feel like you haven't exhausted all your brain cells on essentially unnecessary decisions. And then when it comes to homeschool related things, so curriculum and things like that, I either do it the night before or I do it in the morning before we gather together to officially start our day. Some nights I'm done and I'm in bed and I don't want to think about anything else for the day. But there's other times when as soon as we're done dinner and the kitchen is cleaned up, I'll start setting stuff up for the next morning. So that's like if I look through my planner and stuff and I see that we have like certain group subjects on that day, or if we're adding something new in, like a new read aloud, or we're starting off our week and we're doing our scripture memorization and we need our memory cards, things like that, I will get those things set up. I will also look and see if there's anything in terms of items that we might need for a certain course that I might need to see if we have or gather up. I'll do that either the night before or the next morning. I know sometimes when you hear all of this, it can feel overwhelming. Like it can feel like a lot of work because I'm listening to myself say it and I've heard other people talk about things that they do, habits they have, and it kind of feels like, yeah, but even doing that feels like a lot of work. Like now I have to make a chart and I have to make a schedule and I have to do these things ahead of time. But the way that I look at it is what's going to save me time in the long run? What is going to save my sanity in the long run? And also, how am I setting myself up and the kids up for a day with the least amount of stress, the least amount of decision making, and creating an environment conducive to learning, to enjoying our space, enjoying our time together, being able to utilize the home, everything that we have, being responsible for it, taking care of the things that we have, and also at the same time, though, not running ourselves ragged and being stressed out all the time. So I hope you were able to get something out of this video for yourself. Hopefully something that I talked about or touched on, maybe you can utilize in your own home, in your own day, setting up some habits for yourself that can hopefully help your day go smoother. Honestly, whether you're a homeschooling mom or not, no matter the size of your family, I think a lot of these habits and a lot of these routines can just be helpful in day-to-day life. On that note, don't forget to thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for joining me again, and I will see you next time.